Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over the learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to graph an inequality on a number line and how to recognize patterns in the graphs of linear inequalities. How are we learning it? Through the I Cram to Understand Part 1 assignment. When can we use this? To determine which scores you can receive on your final exam that will allow you to pass the course. How do you know you learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the I Cram to Understand Part 1 assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We will begin by going over the learning goals and success criteria. While we do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. Once you've completed the Get It Started, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. After that, I'll give you time to complete the I Cram to Understand Part 1 assignment on Desmos. Once you've completed the assignment, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your only homework for tonight is to continue working on the Linear Inequality Study Guide and any incomplete assignments that you may have.
Let's talk now about how to sign in to Desmos to complete your work. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on the link to go to the assignment, and it should take you to a page that looks kind of like this. And right here where it says sign in with Google, we're going to click there. And it's going to pop up with our email accounts. You're going to click on your school email account, and it should already have you logged in because you should have already been logged in using Google Classroom. From there, I'm just going to click Start the Activity, and it will take me into the assignment and allow me to begin. So that's how you will log in to Desmos using Google.
Let's take a look now at the I Cram to Understand Part 1 assignment. The assignment begins with the learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link here to take us to the Desmos activity. If you click on that link, it should take us to a page that looks like this. We'll go ahead and click Start the Activity. The activity begins with our learning goals and success criteria here as well. We'll go ahead and click Next. There's an introduction video here that you can watch.
All hail, the king of crime is about to take his throne!
This is really sad, Will. It's 10:30 and you're just now cracking open that book.
No, that's not true. Now, I cracked it earlier when I had to write down this honey phone number right there next to the periodic table.
Hey, you want to hear a little chemistry rhyme?
No, not really.
Here. Little Timmy took a drink, but he will drink no more. For what he thought was H2O was H2SO4. That's how I remember the equation for sulfuric acid.
Look, I got one. Little Carlton was a boy whose body was short and stumpy. He never shut his mouth, so I kicked his little rumpy. Are you quite finished?
Yep, already.
That's really annoying.
Sorry, nervous habit.
Sorry, nervous habit.
Now let's take a look at the assignment overview. So in this assignment, we will be trying to figure out what score you need to get on the final exam in order to pass the class with various different grades. We will work through multiple scenarios to figure out what possible scores you could receive on the final exam in order to pass the class. Here's a rubric for the final exam. This is the actual rubric that goes with our final exam for this class. So you'll go ahead and use that to help you. Now it says, let's assume you have had scores of 2, 4, 4, 4, and 4 on each of the first 6 tests of the school year. The next test is the final exam. If you hope to achieve an average score of a 4 for the school year and pass class with an A, what scores could you get on the final exam to achieve that score? Make sure to write your answer as an inequality. So we're going to add all of these up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to add plus x, some number that we need to get on our next test. And then we're going to divide that by 7. We want that to be greater or equal to 4. So let's take a look at what this answer should look like. It should look like this. We're going to enter our scores. 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 over 7 is greater than or equal to 4. And we need to add in our score that we don't know, that one there. And you would just solve for x here. So I would multiply both sides by 7 and then subtract this total from it and see what score I need to get. So that's the score I would need to get. If you hope to achieve an average score of a 3 for the school year and pass the class with a B, what scores could you get on the final exam to achieve that goal? So we would basically take the same thing, but instead of trying to get a 4, we're trying to get a 3. So we would solve that for x. Now we'll move on to the next one. So let's assume that you had those scores. It says, given the score you found that you needed. So on the previous one, let's say I needed a 3 on the next test to get a 4 for this class. Then I'm going to go ahead and see what do I need to get correct to get there. Well, in this case, it says I need to have a score to get a 3. I need to have a score of 16 or higher. So 16 to 25, but I could also get a 4. That would get me at least the score I need. So I would need my score to be greater than or equal to 16. Now, that's not necessarily the correct answer. You'll base it off of what you did on the previous one. But once you get here, you're just going to figure out what scores you need. So that'll do that. Now we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. Now we're going to assume different scores, and you're going to do the same thing. Same process we did on the previous one, but just with the different scores. And then you'll look at and see what score you need to get here. Then again here, and you'll continue this. And then at the end, there's a video here to congratulate you on passing the test.
She dances in the sheets at night. She dances to his needs. She dances till he feels just right until he falls asleep. She dances at the crack of dawn and quickly cooks his food. She can't be late, can't take too long. The kids must get to school. Stay to the rhythm. 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 She dances for the man at work who works overtime. She can't be rude as she says, I must be home tonight.
Leading off for your Houston Astros, the second baseman, number 27, Jose Altuve.
Once you're done with this, you'll go back to your Google form, click Next, and this will send you to your Before You Go. Once you complete your Before You Go, you can submit your assignment on Google Classroom.